Hey folks, I'm Rob. I'm the curator here at the Owl's Head Transportation Museum, and today on Gadget Magic, we're talking about roads. When we travel today, we travel on smooth, flat roads. But when you hit a pothole, you get a quick reminder that roads take work to build and maintain. We haven't always had paved roads. For much of the 1800s, most American roads were made out of dirt. In rural areas, residents would build the dirt roads instead of paying taxes to have other people do it. These roads were graded based on effort rather than quality, so they weren't very good. The result was that wagons and carriages had to be built high off the ground in order to make sure they wouldn't get stuck on uneven roads. Then in the springtime, melting snow and thawing ground would turn these roads into muddy messes. Roads weren't much better in cities. These were mostly dirt as well, though they might be sprayed with water in order to help keep down the dust. When they were paved with wood or stone blocks, which meant for bumpy rides for people, horses, and wagons. During the 1800s, people like Scottish engineer John McAdam grew increasingly frustrated that even the best roads were bumpy. McAdam did away with the stone blocks and crushed up gravel into tiny bits and then rolled over it repeatedly until it was firm and smooth. These became known as McAdam roads. In the 1870s, American engineers started using asphalt, a gloopy form of petroleum, in order to bind or glue these macadam roads together. Sometimes they would use tar instead of asphalt, and these would be known as tar macadam or tarmac roads. You might know the word tarmac from the airport as a place where airplanes park. However, airport tarmacs are not always made in this way. Dirt roads were perfectly fine when they were mostly being used by horse-drawn vehicles. But they weren't strong enough as more and more faster and heavier cars and trucks began using these roads in the early 1900s. In 1904, there were over 2 million rural roads in America. However, only about 250,000 miles of them were even paved. So America went on a paving frenzy, and by 1935, the number of paved roads in America tripled. Since then, the recipe for good roads hasn't changed very much. However, the ingredients change depending on what the road needs to do and how much people are willing to pay. In order to think about that some more, let's go to the Gadget Magic workshop. Here in the Gadget Magic workshop, we can test out different road surfaces by building a simple ramp and using our car. So the first thing that you're going to want to do at home is find yourself a nice smooth surface where you can build a ramp. Then go through the house and collect books, boxes, blocks, or something that you can stack about 12 inches high. Once you've got your stack, put your ramp on top of that and test it to make sure that the car can actually make it all the way down the ramp. Run your car down the ramp again and use your tape measure in order to measure the distance to see how far it goes. Then you can go into your Gadget Magic kit in order to find the other road surfaces, and you can start using those to test to see which ones work better or worse. Once you've found which one of the road surfaces from your kit works best, you can go through the house and find other surfaces to test. Maybe you've got sand or Play-Doh, or you could rebuild your ramp where you can test on tile or carpeting or something like that. You could also test different cars and trucks to see how the different sizes change how they perform. I'd love to see what you come up with. Give your project a name, and then you can share photos or video with me at owlshead.org/goingthedistance. Well, thanks for joining me on Gadget Magic today, and good luck going the distance.